let me just say, somehow YouTube isn't picking up the stream. Something is happening, it seems. Not sure what is happening, but... Wow, that took so long for it to pick up. Okay, I guess we're live now. It took a very long time before this started loading, so but I see myself on the second monitor, so it should be fine now. So yeah, welcome to Advent of Code Day 6. Let me put the link in chat and put a pin on it as well. There we go. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. Let me open up the code. I should probably close some other stuff. Let's see, let's also just close. I should have probably done that before I was streaming, but yeah, it's fine. Okay, let's resize this window. There we go. Probably first recap a little bit of yesterday. Yeah, it was fine. After I did the stream and I started looking at Reddit to see what everybody else did, I always like to see how other people solve the days. I saw two things that I thought were pretty cool. One was somebody found a way to cheat in part 2. Hey Richard, nice to see you. Did you do some of Advent of Code this year? So yeah, and for day 2 they found a way to cheat. So let me just pull up yesterday's actually. So for yesterday, the part 2 was okay. The ones that weren't valid, reorder them and then pick out the middle number and then sum those, right? So it turns out somebody looked at the input very hard. Hey Marte, welcome. And they figured out that if this is the problem set, that for every position before it, there will be a sorting rule. So if you look at this list, and it's true for the test input as well, if you look at this and you look for 61, there should be 3, actually, let's see, there's 5, so 2 preceding rules like these that match, so a 75 and a 47. This one doesn't match, so it's not included. So in this one there are 2 in front of it, and this, out of all the numbers, is the only one that will have 2 preceding rules. So what they found, that if they just group by this last number, look at the total length of the input and validate it, that you only take the rules that match these numbers, you can just take the one that has the length of this divided by 2, and that will be the answer. So you don't even have to do any of the sorting, which was pretty funny. So basically that's this cheat. I modified the original part 1 to keep track of the invalid indices. So here, when it resulted valid and you would add the part 1 value, I also made sure to track which indices were invalid so that I could use that to cheat, quote unquote, here. And yeah, this validates. If I enable cheat here, I can just run this. And you can see it's just like 25 milliseconds, and if I disable it, it will be longer. Part 2, false. It's a millisecond long. So yeah, but it works. I mean, it's pretty cool that they found a way to bypass doing the actual problem and just attack the input. Like, this is hacker mentality, and I love it. Should probably open up the Reddit thread. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see, day 5. This was the wrong one. I should probably open my profile here. I just want to share the link because it's really cool. Here it is. Let's see. It should go up to the... Sometimes it can be hard to find the actual thread. Boom, 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 boom. Why doesn't it work? Oh, actually, I just remembered I have a link on it here, this comment. I just remembered. Reddit is annoying. So here's the comment for those who don't, who want to see the original person that found it. I read it and I was like, there ain't no way. So I went on and tried it, and yeah, it actually worked. So it says here, for part 2, no need to actually sort anything, just needed to find the element with length divided by 2 predecessors. Which is pretty cool. So yeah. After that, I also made sure to, because there were a lot of, I did a swapping solution which would do multiple passes, which is probably one of the least efficient ways to do it, but I figured I was just worried about breaking something that didn't matter. So if I would do something else, I figured I'll just swap those that need to be reordered, and that way I can't break anything unintentionally. But yeah, there was another way to do it, which was basically implementing a sorting algorithm and have that just do the sorting. So what you could do is, and since we only need to concern ourselves with the rules that target both numbers, if you do a sorter, it will give you 2 numbers, and then you can check actually if the rule set, and I had to change this to a hash set to make it 8 times faster, because it was just a normal list before, but there was no need to check if it contains. So I just changed that, and that made it a lot faster. So basically, if the rule exists for the current order, return -1, so sort that way. If it exists in reverse order, make sure it goes after, and if it doesn't match, we don't care, we don't touch it. So basically then part 1 becomes, hey, if and you can just do a copy of the list, sort it, and then use sequence equal to check if all the numbers in the sorted list match the one in the original list. If they do, it's already perfectly sorted. If it doesn't, it's for part 2. So if it's valid, you just add that value, and the value is still the middle page, so that's the same for both. So if it's valid, you add it to P1. If it's invalid, you add it to P2, and that's also the solution. So I figured, yeah, sometimes when I read a problem and I do something different than everybody else, or somewhat different than everybody else, and I see it in a way that I like, I try to go back and see it for myself, work it. So yeah, that's what I did for day 5. So yeah. Whew. How did you guys like day 6? I saw lots of people posting that they did it. Amarte says, I made a swapping as well, but after the first swap, I checked against all the rules again in case it violated some other rule too. Too many checks, and I could just filter for rules to check, just as you showed. There's always something to learn. That's part of the fun of Advent of Code. So yeah, I think we'll just start reading day 6 and see what day 6 has in store for us. Day 6. Guard Gallivant. The historians use their fancy device again, this time to whisk you all the way to the North Pole prototype suit manufacturing lab in the year 1518. That's funny. There is something with the date 1518. I saw a video by Eric Wastel just yesterday, I think. So there's some shenanigans in that time range where some date libraries will mess things up. So I wonder if C# handles it, but you could also just offset it, right? Just teleport it to a different time and not have that issue. But yeah, it's fun that 1518 comes up, because there was like a day with, I think this was with guards or something. Yeah. Funny. Let's see. It turns out that having direct access to history is very convenient for a group of historians. You still have to be careful of time paradoxes, and so it will be important to avoid anyone from 1518 while the historians search for the chief. Unfortunately, a single guard is patrolling this part of the lab. Maybe you can work out where the guard will go ahead of time so that the historians can search safely. You start by making a map, your puzzle input of the situation, for example. Okay? The map shows the current position of the guard with a up marker. To indicate the guard is currently facing up from the perspective of the map. Any obstructions, crates, desks, alchemical reactors, etc. are shown as hash signs or pound signs, depending on where you live. Lab guards in 1518 follow a very strict patrol protocol, which involves repeatedly following these steps. If there's something directly in front of you, turn right 90 degrees. Otherwise, take a step forward. Following the above protocol, the guard moves up several times until she reaches an obstacle. In this case, a pile of failed suit prototypes. Okay, because there's now an obstacle in front of the guard, she turns right before continuing straight in her new facing direction. Reaching another obstacle, a spool of several very long polymers, she turns right again and continues downward. This process continues for a while, but the guard eventually leaves the mapped area after walking past a tank of universal solvent. Okay. So yeah, that was this one. By predicting the guard's routes, you can determine which specific positions in the lab will be in the patrol path, including the guard's starting position. The positions visited by the guard before leaving the area are marked with an X. In this example, the guard will visit 41 distinct positions on your map. Predict the path of the guard. How many distinct positions will the guard visit before leaving the mapped area? Okay, so a few things come to mind. One, I've made lots of code to deal with this already. Two, I don't remember how it works anymore, but we'll figure it out. Second is visiting a place, because my mind always goes to, okay, you might have recursion, stuff like that, you need to deal with it. If you just mark which place you visited, you might miss up something, because just because you visited one time doesn't mean it won't bring you to a new path. Like the angle that you visited at also matters. So only when you visit a path at the same time in the same direction, then you can stop processing, because you will have hit a loop. Hello Luke, welcome. I've just read day 6. So yeah. I wonder, is it always upwards at the marker? Probably, right? There's our guard. Okay. Sure. Let's pick this up as the test input. That's clone day 0. I still haven't made an extension for this, but that's fine. This is the test input, so we do const char start marker equals this. Obstacle marker is this. Okay. And this one, boom. Okay. Because this one has all the rotating stuff, and I really wonder if this is all tests. I wonder if I use this part actually. Direction, grid location, because I have like extensions to it's like markers split by, no. Find your reverse, get mod offset. Let me see. There was here a grid. Okay. So I've used this before. Let me just refamiliarize myself. Is it all based off of grid location? Walk to next junction. I wrote so much code for this, but I just wonder, because I had all sorts of helper code ready to go, like the walkable neighbors. Oh, this is all inside of the grid. Wait, where's my find all references? I should probably find references in the day that I actually used it. I just want to quickly refamiliarize myself with this. No, this is grid location. Like this, okay. Yes, okay. Map as grid locations, okay. Let me see the lines. Let me just start with this part and not reinvent the wheel. I should probably do this in input parsing here. So this was a string array, which is fine. I can pull out a grid, which is a map. Was this also grid location probably? Yeah, see, things are coming back to me. In this case, I don't really think it matters because we need to have the starting location actually. Because in this case we only need to know let me see. This would be obstacles and start markers. Oh, we don't need to save that, but it's just so we can do obstacles. No, obstacles. Start markers. Map as map locations, and here we have the obstacle marker and the start marker. Right, this should work, right? List of has set location. Oh, as value. Okay, I forgot about that. The destructuring. As value tuple 2 in this case. Sure. This would be start markers. We only want to save one of them, but that's fine. So we can do grid location, start location. Probably want to just do it like this. So this is start markers.single because we only expect one of them to be there. So now we have a sparse map of all the obstacles there. We have information about the grid. And this location probably also has start location, no, start location, start location, not direction. There, and I wonder if I use there or direction there. So sorry if I'm jumping back to old code. I just want to refamiliarize myself for a quick bit. Is it there or direction that I used here? And there's a difference. I think it's direction. Because if I remember correctly, let me just look at it for a quick second. Direction. Yeah, this just has 4 bits for each one of them. I wonder what the difference was with because it also had a direction type, I think. Yeah. Ah, okay. So a direction was just like the flags in them, but the der was the more complicated one that lets me set multiple of them. And this one has the rotation. Oh yeah, this one gives der as rotation. So basically this is what we want because that has all the logic there. Smap UK, hello, welcome. Current direction. So we should probably also say current direction is right. I think this should work because I have all sorts of implicit operators. Yes. Okay. How are you getting on with this one? Actually, I haven't done anything yet. I was still looking at all the code that I wrote in previous years just to refamiliarize myself, because I remember that I had stuff like map as grid locations to just walk the maps, etc. So I wrote lots of stuff for this, but it's been so long since I used it that I just had to refamiliarize myself with it. So it's probably really boring for everybody, so I'm sorry for that. I just wanted to make sure that I don't reinvent the wheel and see if I still be able to work it. So basically this maps out the map. It gives me all the sparse map of all the obstacles, and probably I should be able to now do something like, because I want to keep a hash set of where I've been, so I will probably do like, I warmed up for this year by going to 2070 so I could remember I had my helpers. Yeah, that would have been smart. I'm just here running headfirst into a wall, but it will be fine. So it'll be hash set. This one will be grid location, position, and then der for direction. Visited is boom. Okay. So we should probably now do map dot. Actually, wonder if this works. Can I map dot direction? Let me see. Walk. Okay, walkable neighbors. With direction. This one was more for going in every direction, I think. I should probably just make sure. Let's see, because grid. But this gives us everywhere that we can go, but it doesn't. Oh yeah, here, forbidden, walkable neighbors forbidden. So I think I just write it out here, because I should probably have a function that's like move in a direction until you can't go any further. Find junctions, that was also old stuff that's not relevant here. Print path, yes. So basically I should probably write something like I'll refactor this later, but basically map dot is it's funny because I have all these functions here that goes in that direction. I wonder if I have a function that gives me actually the direction. Should probably make a version of this that just says move, and then we have der direction, and then you just do this. What does this return? This is a by. Wait, what? Because these are operators. Yeah, so it should accept this, right? Plus. Let me see. If we go to move, if I do direction here, I wonder, because there is an overload that should accept this. Okay, now it doesn't error out. That's weird. Oh. Map.move current direction. So we have a current location and a start location. Should probably make grid location current is this. Current, and we don't want to wrap, we don't want to throw an error. Wrap false, okay. So basically I think if the move is invalid, it will return the current one for me. So we can do grid location next equals this. We do if next equals current invalid move. Else console. We should probably check, and we should also make sure that we can go there. So basically what we need to do is like this, and then we do while next not equal previous. Something like this. While next we do previous is next, and then we do this. So this basically means we move in the direction that we are going into until this one fails. And now we need to check if map do I have a value there for like next? Should have probably made that as well. I know, but it doesn't hold the value, so that doesn't matter. So basically what we can do, like if raw map next row next column. If it's obstacle marker, turn right, else we walked off of the map. Something like this, I think. So we can do console.writeLine exited the map at blah facing blah. So this one will be next.row next.column facing current direction to string. I think I have it to string, right? Oh, yeah, name here. Okay. Sure. So now we do turn right, and here we should do break, because this will be part of a bigger loop. While true. Oh, we also need to have our exit condition there. Boom, 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 boom. If not visited, that contains, and this one would be next, comma, current direction. Actually, if it contains, we also break, and we say found a loop at blah, and here we do visited.add this. So this tracks everything. So if we go onto a path that we've seen before in the same direction, we know that we found a loop and we can stop, otherwise just keep track. So this should take out all the issues. Int loop count is 0, max loops is 1 million, and loop count smaller than max loops. Let's always just add a sanity check. If loop count larger equal max loops, console right line, hit sanity check. Okay. Here we need to do current direction dot right, rotate right. Yeah, because it will, let me think. I haven't passed on the forbidden one yet. Let's see. I should probably check this here. As well. Boom, 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 boom. And now I need to make sure that I don't update previous. Let me think. Yeah. In this case, it turns, and otherwise we move. So if we go up, if we hit an obstacle at the next location, we change our angle and we move based off of the previous. But since we don't update previous here, we will be at our previous points. We haven't gone into it, and then we keep going. So I think this should be fine. But the amount of mental math makes me think that there might be an issue. Also, this isn't correct. This only needs to happen here. Right, let me see. Boom, 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 boom. And this check also needs to happen here. Okay. Let me see if that is correct. This should happen here. Yes, because this one makes sure that the move is valid. So if it's valid, add it. And this one doesn't track the initial place that we started from. I'll need to check if that one is added or not. Let me think. We did that, we did that. This one should also be inside of this loop. Yeah. If we've been there, stop. If it's an obstacle, turn. Otherwise, just move. Sure, and this one will keep going till we move out of the location. In this case also it won't move off, so in this case we also need to add visited here. No, it doesn't matter. I probably need to visualize some stuff to make sure, but yeah, let me go back to the input. Let's see this marker here. So 3 to the right of the second hash there. That one is added because it's a part that is visited, so that is fine. Let's see, is it an issue? I don't think so. Oh no, actually I can do, I need to do this, just visited. Basically this will be start location and current direction. That will be the first one, so that is fine. The only issue is that if that is the first thing that it moves out of, it will break here. So if it starts up a wall, it would have an error, but yeah, that's fine. Let me change the startup for day 6. Oh. Let's see. Amate says, any chance for a first live visualizations today? Yeah, sure. I already have a print, so I could probably do that. Let me see. What did I want to do? I lost my train. Oh yeah, I wanted to put in the test case. 41 distinct. Okay. So this one will be 41. And here for me, the answer should be, that is fine. That's also fine. P1 is visited, but distinct. Oh. Doesn't like that. Okay. Select x dot position dot distinct. Can't. Oh, actually, yeah, like that. Do I dare to run this? Boom. 404? What the? Ah. Okay. I failed before I even started. It should say day 6 here. Okay, my bad. No way it worked. Okay. This streak is crazy. Let's see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, it added the exit path. The count is correct. Let's run the real input. Let's see. Woohoo! Gold star. One shot, one try, and it worked. Okay, I gotta be honest, since I was so fuzzy on the details and all the mental math that you have to do to make sure that, did I count that, did that work? I'm really happy that I got it in one shot. Didn't see it coming, but yeah, nice. glad my old code still works properly, even though I had to write some new stuff for this specific use case. So I should probably extend like the old class and make sure that I have this kind of logic here, because it's not that uncommon to have something like this. Maybe like have what I would do is like follow logic to follow direction till you hit an obstacle, and then have like a delegate where you can specify what should happen. Because did you remember with like the corners where you had to bend into angles, etc.? That was also basically, okay, follow a path, and then when you hit that, if it's this, go that way, if it's that, go that way. So yeah, I can see some improvements that I can add to the standard library to make it better. So yeah, let's have a sip of coffee. Let's see. Oh my god, that's a lot of text. Okay, let's see. While the historians begin working around the guard's patrol route, you borrow their fancy device and step outside the lab. From the safety of a supply closet, you time travel through the last few months and record the nightly status of the lab's guard post on the walls of the closet. Okay. Returning after what seems like only a few seconds to the historians, they explain that the guard's patrol area is simply too large for them to safely search the lab without getting caught. Fortunately, they are pretty sure that adding a single new obstruction won't cause a time paradox. They'd like to place the new obstruction in such a way that the guard will get stuck in a loop. Hey, okay, making the rest of the lab safe to search. To have the lowest chance of creating a time paradox, the historians would like to know all of the possible positions for such an obstruction. The new obstruction can't be placed at the guard's starting position. The guard is there right now and would notice. In the above example, there are only 6 different positions where new obstructions would cause the guard to get stuck in a loop. The diagrams of these 6 situations use O to mark the new obstruction, pipe to show a position where the guard moves up and down, and a dash to show the position where the guard moves left and right, a plus to show a position where the guard moves both up, down, left and right. Option 1, put a printing press. I love that they have some flavor text there, like put a printing desk there, a press there. It's so much more fun than have a pound sign or a dash, hash, whatever. Option 1, put a printing press next to the guard starting position. Okay, sure. Option 2, put a stack of failed suit prototypes in the bottom right quadrant of the mapped area. Okay. Option 3, let's see. Because what you can see is there's a directionality going this way. So if you map out the whole path with all those angles, you can place them at an angle where it would hit and then follow there. So yeah, that makes sense. Because basically, what you kind of want to find, where are my attributes? I don't even know where the settings are. You know what? I can just do this. Boop, and then paste it here, and now I have. Okay. Normally there's a control to make things bigger or not, but that's fine. Boom. So let's say if you have a path going, let me draw something. If you have the path, and let's make it bigger. 7th attempt will work, I'm sure of it. Boom. If you have a path going this way, right? If this is the location, then let me just make the path first, and we go this, whatever, right? The locations where you can put one to make the loop, and let's say that it would go straight on normally, right? That the normal path would be like this, whatever. then you know when you have an angle like this, you can put one here to force that. Same here, if it would go straight here, but there's another path that crosses like this, you can put it here. So if you follow all the path, if you trace all the locations that you visited, if you pass by a visited that is at a 90-degree angle, placing an obstacle like on top of it. So like if this is the path that you're following, boom, 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 this is the path that you're following normally. If you pass by a 90-degree angle here, after you've done all the math, you know that you can place an obstacle here to force somebody to go on that path. So all you have to do is do the entire thing once, then walk all the locations and check if at a 90-degree angle there is also a visited path. If true, put it in front of you and you will create a loop, right? Because that's the basic rule. So there's no need to brute force anything, I think. Let's see. Did you understand my reasoning? Do you think I'm correct there? Let's see. Yeah, option 2, put a stack of failed suit prototypes in the bottom right quadrant of the map area. Sure, I think we have it here. Because I think that's what you see here, right? If you go here, you have one at a 90-degree angle, so you place it here. Let's see, what's this path? It goes here, yeah, down here. Okay, so when you reach here, it said again, there is like in the history, you see a 90-degree angle here, so you can place it here. Same here actually, so you would also be able, oh no, because it might not hit if you have one on the other side, because you blocked that path now. That's interesting. So you can only do that if like the visited path is in your verlengde. In like a continuation of your current path. That's where the only valid places where you can put them. Making sure to not block an additional one. So you can only block the ones, only block the ones that have only one path. Because I think if you would put it at a cross, you might kill it before it gets there. Option 3, put the creator's chimney squeeze prototype fabric next to the standing desk on the bottom right quadrant. Yeah, same here, right? It will get here. So you can place it here on a spot where there is either no line or it would be a continuation of your current path. Yeah, where it would be a continuation of your current path. Pull the alchemical retro encabulator. Sure, probably have to Google that. So yeah, I think that my logic holds true. It doesn't really matter what you choose to use as an obstacle as long as you and the historians can put it into position without the guard noticing. The important thing is having enough options that you can find one that minimizes time paradoxes. In this example, there are 6 different positions you could choose. You need to get the guard stuck in a loop by adding a single new obstruction. How many different positions could you choose for this obstruction? Okay, so yeah, I think my logic is good, but who knows? Let's go back to test. True, right? Okay. So now we make this a global thing so that we can use it in part 2. Come on. Boom. So after we've done part 1, that's fine. Let me see. I should probably... The thing is, you need to have the full walked path to be able to do this. And now I wonder if I should also have like the order there. I'm just going to do it the nasty way for now. Path. Like this. Visited, and I do the same path of add here. So we have still the visited for the efficient lookups. And by now we know that we actually don't need to do this. Basically we don't need this check here because we found out that there is no loop that breaks. We found that in our input. So we don't need to do this check. So we also probably don't need to do visited here. And we can just do, here we can do visited is new hash hat, and we initialize it with path. Why doesn't it like it? Did I break something? Oh, I deleted the ladder apparently. Oh, I probably erased a accolade somewhere. This one is fine. What did I break? Oh no, that's a constructor. Okay, what's the issue here? List to IEnumerable of int. Wait, what? Oh no, visited isn't a... Why did it do the wrong type here? That's on me. Sorry. Let's expand here. Okay. So we build our lookup here at once, not incremental, which is fine. So now we can do for each var visit location in visited. Okay, so basically what we need to do is we need to check if to our right there is a path going in that direction. But only if there's also another way forward. If visited, this actually we need to do this in path because we need to do this in order. If visited.contains visited location.next position.next plus visited location.direction visited, come on, visited location.direction. Let's see, grid location next. So we do next is this. Come on. And this becomes next, comma, visited location, the direction. We need visited location. Come on. direction like this. Make sure there is another step we can take in the current direction. Okay, so that is, if this is the prerequisite for if we can place an object, right? Because if we're not going in that direction anymore after this, there's no valid place to put it there. So as I said before, the only valid place to put a blockade is a continuation of our current path. And we also need to make sure that there is no other direction being hit on that location probably, but we'll figure that out in a bit. Note, maybe make sure there isn't another path direction for the same location. I think that might be an issue, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'll just move on for now. So if this is the case, we need to check to our right, which would mean angled target. So we would do angled target is a visited location plus this dot position plus visited location dot direction dot rotate right. This will return, not change, right? Or will it actually change? Ooh, it will actually change. Pom, 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 pom. Oh yeah, I can just do this, but these are absolutes. We don't want to modify it, we just want to we don't want to modify it, we just want to get that location. Let me think. I'll try to see what the easiest way is, because I can convert this to a byte and then do it back, and it's fine. Because I can just do rotate left, undo rotation. Right, this is a bit hacky, but it's fine, because this one will return this. And then we also need to check, like, if visited dot contains angled target, actually. Angled target, comma, and then, oh, we need to undo it after, because this one actually has changed now and we need that. Okay. Console, the right line. Actually, you know what? Let's just do hash set location, loop locations is loop. Loop locations dot add angled. No. Next, because this is the place that we figured would be our place to position it, which is fine. So now we need to undo it, and now we can do part 2. Now we can basically p2 equals the count. Yeah. Let's see if it works. I broke part 1. What the? I broke part 1. No, let's see. Boom, 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 boom. How did I break part 1? Is it because I... It's interesting. Because the... here. No. This one needs to be path count. No, the same. Like this. Okay, let's do that again. That's a bit anticlimactic, but P2 isn't correct. I found none. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, let's walk through this because I think it's correct, but okay. So the first one that it tries will be like quite a ways in. I wonder if it ever let's make sure that we go to the current location that we checked this. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 6. 3 is the location that we want to check. So we do if visit the location dot row dot position dot row equals, and I already forgot my count. I think it was 6, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3. Yes, okay. Next, and visited location dot position column equals 3. Console. Let's do debugger. No, right line, and set a breakpoint there. Okay, right. So that's fine. Okay. Contains next. Okay, that's fine. So the continuation bit is okay. So we have 6, 3. Angle target would be 6, 2. Let's see. No, that's wrong. Because that would be a continuation. Let's see. Okay. Because the direction is left. Let me just run it again just to make sure that I didn't modify it here. Boom. Direction is currently down. Wait, what? How can it be down here when I do 6, 3? Because we start here, we go up, blah, blah, like this. How can it be down? That's interesting. Let me just pull this to the side. Let's see path here. Is my stuff inversed? It always says down, that's interesting. So I think I actually need to clone something because I don't keep track of it properly. This one will be converted, I think. Let me run this again and see if this changes. Okay, that's better. Okay. Let me put a note here because I will forget this next time. Make sure to put in a value so it's converted back to a new one. Otherwise, you end up with a reference to the same object. Okay. Downside of using classes and not doing that properly. Okay. So let's see. Angle target would be up one, but what's the direction here? Up. So I think, oh no, actually I need to do that based off of that's why I like brackets. Yeah, I was waiting for that comment to show up. I'm actually one too far, so I need to do this based off of 6, 4. Oh, it already did stuff. Okay. Let me just run it now. I have 4, okay. So let's do this again. So here it actually does one already. So like it's earlier in the loop probably. Let's see, where would it be? Oh yeah, this one, right? Because it starts here. No. But this should probably be the first one that it finds. So let's ignore this. This one is probably wrong. 4, 8. Let me just make sure that the one that I want to check here, 6, 4. Okay, so that one it picks up correctly. That's good. So I should probably still debug why it picked up the other one. Boom, 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 boom. It will do 3,4. So here 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, here. Okay. That's weird. Will there be a location that way? Oh yeah. Oh, but that will be... Will that be an issue? It doesn't do that in the example, right? Let me see. Because it would go, if it would go here, it would go there, 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 and then go here. That wouldn't trigger a loop. That wouldn't trigger a loop. Huh. I forgot about that because currently it doesn't loop. So you need to shortcut over something that you've been over already. Let me think. It's only valid if you get redirected back to a part that you've been over already. So like here, that's probably the logic here. So I could probably, yeah. Actually, I need to integrate it with this part and just make it as I go. That's funny. So I do need to do this and make it as we go. And then I like that. I like it. I'm maybe not expressing myself perfectly currently, but what I just realized is that yes, my idea is probably correct, although it didn't pick up all of them, so I have to find out why. But I can only target the paths that I've been through already. I wasn't mathing today, CPU did the work. Yeah, no worries. And basically, if you just test every path that you visited and put a block there, you can see if it works. But I like to do it the proper way. But what I realized just now is basically what I showed on Paint is still correct. But you can only consider the path that you've been past already. So only if you pass by something that will let you jump back on the path that you've already done, then it's a valid loop operation that you can do. So the part that I did here, the part 2, I need to make sure like this. I did eventually come up with a fast solution today, but when I originally solved it, it was slow. Okay. So basically, and I will just leave this for now. My logic here. Still need to do visitor.add. So this one all operates on the previous stuff. So we do region part 2. The loop locations, I need to make that global. So this would be previous position. Now we need to do current direction. Let me see. Current direction. Plus not dot value. This one needs to be a dir like this, and then we can do row. To make sure that I don't mess it up, right? The right angle is this. So now we don't need to do the undo because we just made a new one. Boom, boom, boom. Like that. I think this one should be fine. Let's remove all of this. I'm curious to see how many loop locations we get now. 0, cool. So let's do the same we did before. And this one becomes previous dot position dot row actually, and previous dot column. Okay. Set a breakpoint here. Well, I just noticed that I had this off angled the whole time. Please let me know next time. A bit in my own world right now. So let's see, the current direction is up. That's wrong. Let me just make sure that I do it here. Okay, current direction is up. Okay, that's weird, right? If we're at 6, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it shouldn't go up right now. Oh, actually that's the starting location. Never mind, we should revisit here again. So now the direction should be left. Okay, that's good. Okay. And since next isn't previous, we know that there's a continuation here, so that is good. So we had current is left, so this one would be up, so that is fine. So angle target becomes 5, 4, and visited should contain actually this combination, but it doesn't. 5, 4 left. Ah, this is the same issue that I had before. Never mind. Visited.add dot value here. It's good that I have the comment here right above it and then still don't do it properly. Let's try again. Okay. So now, oh, it still didn't. Ah, okay, we need to do this loop again, and now it should actually say that is a valid loop location. Woohoo! Okay. So if we run this now, how many did it find? 3. Okay. And now it's interesting to know which ones did it get. Now we should figure out. Nobody reads the comments. Yeah, that's true. So we found 6,3, 7,6, and 7,7. Okay. Do they have the map in the end? No, they just do the individual ones. So 6, 3 is this one. We find that one. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the second one we also find. We find the 7, 7 as well, So why don't we find another one then? So let's see, after we've done this one, what is the path? We go there, 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 there. Okay, so this one is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2. 8, 2 is one we need to investigate. 8, 1, 2, 8, 3. And then there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's 9, 7. Okay. Okay. Let's set breakpoints for these and see why it doesn't work. Because I think 8-1 instead of 8-2? What do you mean? Let's see. Did I miss something? Yeah, but the thing is, I write down the place where I have to set the breakpoint to find the next one. So like when it says 6-3, that means that I need to check at 6-4, because the next target is then 6-3. So I probably wrote it that. Okay, let me check again. So this one is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we come in actually from here. But no, you're still right. I should write down the ones that I need to check. So it's 8-1 and 8-3. You're right. Never mind. Thank you for catching that. Ones we didn't catch. Thank you, Luke. So we need to do this based off of next, which is also fine, because this is the place where we should do this. And if we know next, then I can determine the previous to know which one it is. Probably 8, 1. Let's run this again. Okay, this is 8-3. Let's see. Sure. But this one only works after we've hit this one probably. So let's skip that one for now. So now it's 8-1. Okay, what is the current direction? The previous is 8-1. Next is 8-0. Huh? Wait, what? Ah. I need to target the correct one. So let's try this again. 8-3, we want to target 8-1 first. Okay, so previous was 8-2. Okay, so I can target the previous 8-2 here. 8-2 for 8,3. I know it's very confusing, I'm sorry. It will get clearer once we move along. So let's just ignore these for now and focus on this one. So previous and next is 8-1. Okay, so now boom, 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 boom. Next isn't the obstacle marker, so that is fine. So the current direction is left. So this one comes up. So that is fine. So we have this situation here, so it should be able to see this one. So why doesn't it? So we have 8, 2. Is that correct? Wait. Yeah, 8, 2. It should give us 7, 2. Alright, angle target is 7, 2. Okay. So visited, there should be a 7, 2 here already. Why is there no 7, 2 in here? So there might be an issue probably with my, let's see, let's retrace this again like this, boom, 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 boom. Oh no, it will, wait, where does this one come from? Oh, that will be the new one or something that they add. Let me read this correctly. Yes, okay. That's the next thing that I should do. Okay, so what is the issue here? I think I know what it is. The exact let's see this one here. This one isn't in the visited map, but this one is, right? Because we start here, we do this, and then we get here, and then we go up. I wonder if actually this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 2. Is that in my visited list? Because there should be a 7. Let me see. We go here, we go there, we go there, we go there, we go up. So yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, it's a 6, 6, 2. 6, 2 should be in visited, right? 6, 2. 6, 2 left is there, but not up. So what I need to do is if I change the angle, I also need to do this. Yes. And I probably need to make sure that I can keep going to hit that location. So basically the issue is, yes, it's correct what I thought, but there's an additional challenge. I need to actually walk this distance virtually to make sure that there is no markers there. So yeah, let me just make sure that I can do that. Bool can hit previously visited path. Grid location, their direction, like this. Grid location, location, their direction, visited. And we also need to have a hash set of grid location, obstacles, right? And we probably also need the map, current position, return true. Okay, right, okay. For our next equals current position, no, current position plus direction. Like this. If while not var previous is current position, while next not equals previous, and not obstacles contains next. This is fine. If visited that contains, and this one would be next comma direction, then true. Then we do return false. Right. So basically we pass in our current position, the direction we want to walk in, the places that we visited and the stuff that we can't visit. Walk till we hit the end of the line, and we probably also need to make sure that this doesn't go out of bounds, and that's why I used the map before, but that's fine. Yeah, I probably need to use this just to make sure. Map, no, grid map, like this. Like this, wrap false, error false. Okay. So basically I need to do it like this to make sure that we have bound checking, etc. So next is previous, move it in that direction. Oh. The map that we pass along. Well, we can still move. And we don't hit an obstacle. If we hit a path that we want, okay. I think this should be it. So basically, if can move, this would be our map. This would be, let's see, angled target. Oh no, this would be previous, comma previous, right angle visited, and then obstacles. I think this should be the logic now. Let's see. I think I have an infinite loop. Let's see. Ah, because I don't update this. Nice. Previous is next, and next becomes this. Okay, let's stop it. Okay, what's the location? 6-3, nice. 7-6, 8-3, 8-1. Okay, still not enough. We have 4. But we picked up, didn't I have those I picked up a new one, right? Let's see. 6-3, 6-7. We lost 7-7. We picked up 8-3 and 8-1, but we don't have 9-7 yet. So why did we lose 7-7? So let's see. It would be... Interesting. I should probably also just remove these and make sure that we just put these as debug targets. Hash set int row int goal. Break targets is new like this, and then we do like this. If break targets contains previous dot row, previous dot column, debug dot the right line. Okay, let's break. This needs another layer. Okay. And I think we only need to check a few. So we need to target 7-7 and 9-7 to see why they don't show up there. So we can skip these. So let's see why those don't work. We can skip these. Oh, it never hits those. What? Okay, let's see. This one. Boom, 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 boom. This is where it would exit normally, right? Wait, let's see. It goes like this, up, there, down here, there, there. Okay. So we should hit at previous being no, it should be these ones. Let me see. Yeah. No, actually, because it will break after here. Sure. Let's also make sure. Am I going crazy? What's wrong here? 7, 7. So it will wind up here. It will go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It should arrive there and then go down. So the next where was the exit term? Found the loop? Nope. Here. So the path in the end should have visited some 7 ones. 7, 1. So it tells me that it exits here. Wait, it should exit here. That is weird. The path is altered. Yeah, looks like it, but yeah, I messed something up somewhere. Let's see. Do I see where this happens? Can I please? Oh, maybe this one messes with it. So I don't see where I modify the path. That's a bit of an issue here. Okay, for now, let me just disable this part 2 shenanigan here and make sure that the code still runs for part 1. No, I've messed something up. What the hell? Seems like I broke something, which is really annoying. I thought that I had it, and the code seems to work, but because it finds the ones that it needs to find. I just don't know what I did to mess something up here. Let's see. I would just dump it in a notepad to see. I want to go back and undo some of this stuff. What was here? Okay. Just want to compare to see, okay, why is the code for part 1 no longer working? Is it working here? Okay, so part 1 worked there. Okay. Okay. Let me just bring in some some of the code back. Let's see. I have some of the logic here, so and see if I can see what I did. Basically, it's just this line here. Does this break it? No. Okay, that's fine. But now this doesn't work. Okay. Let me see, what did I have before here? The whole break targets, that is fine. Right angle, current direction with the previous one. Okay. Ah, here, this one. Okay, and now it worked. Okay. Okay, I don't know what I broke. We might not be able to find out, but at least the logic works, so that's helpful. Sorry for that. That probably took way longer than need be. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, I need to put in the actual answer for part 2 that I didn't do. Let's see, was that 52 something? Nope. What was my answer for the first one? 52.38. I'm off by 1 now. That's interesting. So the code did mess something up there. That's so annoying. Okay, so if I turn this part off, does that change anything? Probably not, but it's getting later and I want to just see if this works. Oh wow, wait. Wait, what? The answer for part 2 was correct. Yeah, I know, but it now messed up part 1 and that just bugs me to no end. I wonder what's happening now because I don't understand it at all. Ah, previous is next. I commented out. Okay. So at least this should give the off by 1 now. So now it will drive me mad not knowing why this worked, but okay. So let's see if this 444 is correct. I just want to put it in now. Nope, okay. It's so annoying. Let's see. Let's go back to test. Okay, so it works for the test input. That's something, but also very annoying. So now I want to know, let me just save this one. This one wasn't needed. This logic works and doesn't mess up the path too much. So let me just save this, notepad, passes, test, input, sure. And now I kind of want to go back to where it did the part 1 properly before I started doing part 2, to see if I can see why it changed something. I'm just happy that there is an undo that goes back this far. Oh, whoop. This is why we use Git. Yeah, I should probably commit in between, but yeah. See, oh, I should put this to false. Yeah, okay, see, that one is correct now. It's so annoying when that happens, but sure. Okay, so let me just add a new tab. Part 1 correct day 6. Okay, so now I'm curious to see what's different between the old one. So I wonder that if I add this function here and I call it, if that changes anything for part 1. Boom, 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 boom. This one was still incorrect because I didn't do that. So let me just make sure that it, yeah, that doesn't change anything. That's fine. Basically, in this case, I have the logic that said this. Loop locations were just hash set grid location like this. And this is also a grid location. Okay. So this shouldn't change anything, right? Okay, fine. And I still get the 444 loop locations. Okay. So now it's interesting to know why it passed the test but not the actual answer. Now I kind of want to write the brute force to see. I wonder. For each, for location and visited. Okay. So basically, we have a position and a direction. This. Basically what I'm thinking is like for every spot that we visited, what if we just pretended there was a block there so that we had to go a different route? Yeah, I'm gonna write a validator to just make sure that we can figure this out. So basically we need to have a function like bool hits loop, right? And that is this one here. So basically we have our we do a grid map hash set of grid locations, obstacles, grid location, start location, direction, start direction. I think it would be something like this. Grid location. Oh, this is like boom. Check if 6 locations are correct. Sure. I believe they were correct, but hit loop, return false. Okay. We can do that. Test is true. loop locations, quick watch. 637683817797. So yeah, they are all correct. It identifies the locations in the task map. Let's see. Hits loop. So here we do return true. Now we don't need to actually write this out here. Yes, need to make sure that I don't overwrite anything here, because this needs to be this, and this needs to be start direction. I can do their current direction is start direction of the value, just to clone it and create a new copy. Done that. Let's find this detects a loop. Boom, 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 boom. All these localized loop locations. We don't need to do the part 2 thing here. We don't care about that. We just do this. And basically this becomes a return false. We also need to do that. So what we can do, hash set grid location root force is blah. You can do if comma if. Do you check for additional obstacles at positions where there is perpendicular path next to it? I don't know what you mean. What I do right now is, what I consider is, if I go in a direction. Ah, you mean that I could hit something and then follow that, and that also, no, I don't do that. You're totally right. That's probably the reason why I'm finding a too low number. You're an angel, thank you. Because yeah, I stop when I hit a marker, I don't rotate. That's actually the issue that I have. Yeah, you're a genius, thank you. That's the actual bug that I have here. Because look here, not obstacle contains next. So I don't need to do this. What I need to do, if rotate and continue checking. I need to do the same logic here. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Something tells me I need to just make sure that I don't mess this up here, because I will be modifying it. I think this was the logic that I did right. If it's that, otherwise we do that, but we still do this. Yes, okay. Same logic here. I think this should work. Let me go back to test to make sure it still works. And now I have an infinite loop. Let's see. Because okay. If you change the variable, make sure you change it everywhere. Okay, let's see. So that still works. Okay, let's go. Oh no, wait. Yeah, I had that right. Let me check again. That is fixed. That is good. So let's change it to the real input. And now I have an infinite loop again. Boom. Oh, did it get caught somewhere? No. Let's see. I forgot something. I needed to add it to scene. Let's see. That was something that I didn't do in the visited thing, I think. Just a but in this case that doesn't matter. Wait. Wait, before I go, what is actually the issue? Call stack. Yeah, there are 0 here. So there must be some loop here. Let's see. Could it get stuck? I actually don't track visited. What am I doing? That's weird. This one should have their own local visited thing. Let me think. I think it's just this, right? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe clear visited at the beginning of the can hit method and add it to. Yeah, I already return a local copy, I think. Don't I? Oh no, yeah, that's one of the issues that I wanted to do. Yeah. Actually, I can just add another one. I can just do a second check. It's probably more efficient than to copy over the whole thing. Or visited what contains next be like this. — 1865, okay. Let's see. Answer is too high. Damn it. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so that still worked, but now it finds too many of them. It's interesting. Distinct the location. Yeah, it's already a hash set, so it's already hash set, so it's already distinct. Why use global visited then? It would cause you to have false positives for looping in looping detection, wouldn't it? No, I don't think so. Wait, let me think. Yeah, basically, yeah, I don't think. Yeah, this is something that I shouldn't have to do. Oh yeah, I'm doing this wrong. If we find a local loop that doesn't... Actually, would that be an issue? If we build a new loop that never hits an original one. No, right, because it doesn't matter if this one creates a new, because what we check here, if there's a new loop, right? So let me see. Allow it to walk original path as if nothing was marked in P1. I don't know what you mean. Always go from scratch. But how would it know that there is a loop then? The whole idea is to not have to do the entire walk, and just when you hit a known loop path, you can stop. I mean, this part works for the test input, so it's not that bad. Because visited local would detect that. Yeah, but it would also do a lot of extra work, so I don't think it would really change something. I mean, I can just test it here. So now we just test visited local, right? And now we get 119. So no, it's not enough. Because this also isn't the full logic. Maybe that's the issue. Let's see if it's. I don't think that matters because this one changes itself. So even without this part, it should be the same. Having a stroke, I'll try to explain. Sorry. Let's see. Because now it's right, now it should be down, right? Yeah, sure. So the whole assignment, that part is fine. So if it's an obstacle, we rotate and we then move. So we follow the path. Otherwise, if we find a path that we can loop on, it's good. Otherwise, we just keep going and we track the places that we visited. So what part is missing here? I wonder if this case even hits, because I think that would be impossible. Right, yeah. Okay. Basically this, if we hit here, it always means that we're at the end of the map. So we can just remove this part and just say we walked off the map. Let's see. I think visited locals should track the location and direction just after turning right, but not sure the actual issue. Yeah. And I think on one of the previous things that I did that. I think like in one of the ones that had issues. Here I did that. And I think it would be like the previous, because it would be the current position, right? Only it's wrong there. Because it should be previous, D, like this. So that also probably needs to happen here. Visited at previous, current direction. Also, this one doesn't need to be an assignment. false. Let's run this and see. So that still passes part 1, and part 2 is 119. So that is just incorrect. If I don't use the global walking logic, so we get 119 if we don't use this, which is funny. Which leads me to believe that there's something wrong here, because this should be basically the same as this. That's weird, right? So like if I go back to this, the number will go up, which means that the walking here is incorrect. Hey Nineberry, welcome. See, now I have a higher number. 18,674. And I think that's the number that I submitted here, right? I don't even remember. Basically we had 444, which was too low. This is slower than my brute force method. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure it out, because my logic works for the test input, just not for the real one, which is a shame. And I wonder, because if I use this logic, if I use the visited stuff, somehow I think I made a mistake somewhere, because basically this should be a mini version of what happens here. No, it needs this stuff, right? Or should it be able to... No, it should be able to recreate a loop from that point. So the question is, why doesn't it? Let's see. That would be the first time AOC rig test input for sure. No. Just I'm just trying to figure out what I'm missing here, because like I feel that the logic that I implemented is correct. I'm just missing a bug somewhere in my code. So it's curious why this doesn't work. Let's see. I'll take the current position. Is that do I pass the right thing here? Because this one should be right angle, previous. So this one would be the first step there. Is it actually that I need to pass this one? Let me see. Am I just off by one there? It's still very slow, but no, 119. It's weird. Yeah, so the thing that I had was correct before, because this one works for... I wonder why I even make this one, because so basically what I do is I check if it's there. Can't have it. Yeah. I don't see the bug that I have. That's so annoying. Let me think. I was so happy when part 1 worked right away. And I was also happy that, at least in my mind, I figured out that it would work. But or that I figured out a way to do part 2 without brute forcing it. And now I can't even think of a way to brute force it. Which is so annoying. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm missing here. Because basically, the logic train is here. Like, okay, we're at one point, we can still move forward, because if the we go out of bounds, these are equal to each other. I make sure that there's no obstacle marker at the next point. So next would be one of the targets to place the block. So at that point, I needed 10 minutes for part 1 and then more than an hour for part 2, says 9 Barry. Yeah, part 1 was fairly okay. Actually, now that I think of it, this is a brute force approach, because the previous one I just made sure that I checked if the angled target exists, and now this one is just... See, SmurPK says, I managed part 2 in less than 30 minutes. Really pleased with that, although I brute forced it, it ran for 13 seconds. Now I've got it down to around 600 milliseconds. Yeah. Because in my original idea was like, okay, you can test, of you can find all the easy marks by just looking how things are connected. But then there's also like, you can have bonus places that create new loops. I just don't know if I get anywhere by just keep staring at this part. What's your idea for brute force? Can you show me? But basically, this is the brute force, because it will just that's what it does here. Like I said, if there is a way to move forward on a path, like, okay, let me just new it, don't save it. Like if there is a path, let me, okay. if this is the path that you follow, and then there's an obstacle here, and then you go to this one. Basically, when I'm here, I check if there's a path going forward. If so, I'll check what happens if I go this way. My result is both. I had it too low when I had my original version that would check only for direct hops onto a next path. Then I extended it to where it can just roam free to find a loop, and then it got too high. So that's interesting. So the original idea was when you're at such a location where you can still move forward, check if there was a path that you previously visited that went in that way. So that was that, like this right angle and angle target. So what it would do is I would check like a visited that contains angled target, comma right angle, and if this one would exist, then you could hop onto something that would loop. Yeah, I've been going in loops. You can surely give me another hint. Yeah, that's fine. So then I basically realized, well, okay, it could happen that you can go in that direction and then hit some block, then you eventually bounce onto a existing track. So that's when I added this, like can hit previously visited path. Luke says, I check for every point in the input if changing it to an obstacle and start the check from starting point. Same as with one, yeah. So basically what I do is I don't start it over every time. I just look at all the candidates. So that's not safe. Like if this is the path that you follow, that means I would check this one and this one and this one. Not this one because we already go in that way. We're changing only those on the original path. Yeah, I do that. That's here. When you check for future path from a certain point after setting a blocker, they might find a loop, even though the blocker would have prevented you from reaching that point. Yeah, but I prevent that by walking the line. So if I set a blocker, I always check from the original starting path. Okay. That is true. Makes sense. Do you remember to leave the obstacle in place? Yeah. But no, actually my code can't do that right now because, like I said, what it does is it will walk the path. This is part 1. So it will be on the path that it walks, and then it will try to cut it off there as it walks. And then if that path diverges and then enters a loop, let's see. So it's brute force, that's why I suggested using local visitor to check for the whole path again. It's like with time travel paradoxes, you go back in time and shoot an ancestor in their childhood who would never have been born and couldn't travel. Yeah. But that's also why I think I said that, but I basically walk the path, boom, and I only try to put blockades in front of me. and then it would go this way. So then I will check until I either hit a loop or go back onto a path that I visited in the same angle again, right? And that's what this does. I'm thinking I might need to visualize it. So basically for every spot, let's see, 9 but what if the earlier path of the path already went through the blocker? Ah, okay. I could check for that. Hash set, grid location. Visit raw. Visited locations, okay. Like this. I can do that. So I wouldn't need to do this, but I can do this. And next. Would it throw an error if it already? I don't even remember. Ah, okay, no, it just does it. So that is fine. So what we can do here is, if not visited locations contains previous, I think, no, next, sorry. Because this is where we would add the blocker. Oh yeah, but the issue that was that we got yeah, sorry. I mean, it's a good point. The only issue that I have right now is that when I don't include the visited path here already, it doesn't work. So I think I actually need to do it like this. And so now I should get a lower number than before, but also yeah, this looks more like it. Too low, okay. Getting there. Yeah, that's not correct either. Visited isn't. Let me think. Would that cause an issue? Because basically what I need to do is make sure that I validate all the options to make sure that if I run it completely, that I can hit a loop. Oh, wait. This visited locations, I can just join that. What I need to do is actually put in next as the extra obstacle. Grid location, obstacle, candidate. Okay. If next equals this, return false, because we shouldn't hit that, right? No. This should be part of the loop. Basically, what I need to do here is make sure it. Need to remove this. I should probably just do what you say and just make it start from the start and just add that single one there as a just as an added addition to this one. Can I do this? Can it combine those? And now we should actually make this start location, start angle, different up. This is way too high. That's more like it. Oh my god. Thank you, everybody. I'm so stubborn. So yeah, recap. What you said was right. I need to make sure that it works from the start. Thank you for sticking with me. Yeah, so to recap, what the issue was is all the things that I thought were fine, it's just not good enough. I'm still annoyed that I found like a nice way to catch a lot of them, but just there are then still cases that you need to figure out that makes this slow. And that's, I've had that issue before where like I think of like a cool thing that's like, okay, this is exactly what I need, but then there are like a few other cases that don't work for that solution, so you end up having to abort that. Because I still like this thing that I comment out here. I was really happy that I figured that out, like based on, okay, in that location you can just do a quick test, you don't have to do a lot of walking, you just boom, have it. But yeah, okay, that works. Let's clean up some stuff here. The answer for part 2 is this. Nineberry says, time paradoxes worked in Derek or 12 Monkeys, but not soon. Yeah. Oh man. How long have I been streaming? I actually have no clue. It's been 2 hours and 45 minutes. Damn. Luke says, see you tomorrow. Well, not quite. It's not past midnight, and we said Sunday, right? Not Saturday. Or did we have something planned for tomorrow that I forgot? Ah, for another AUC thread. Okay. For those who don't know, I know Luke in real life, and we go to the gym on Sunday. So that's why I was a bit confused. My brain is probably turning to mush. Puh. Okay. So this is good. This needs to be removed. Okay. Get rid of this. Make sure there's another. Sure. Sadly, I can just remove this because it's not used. Okay. Sanity check is fine. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see, I can probably also time this. Let's see how bad it is. Smap says, don't forget to check that it still works when you remove all of the code. Yeah, sure, let me run it. Still slow AF, but it works. Let's see, I can do a console right line. Let's put this here. Parsing, stopwatch, get elapsed time. Yeah, start parsed. P1. P2 is basically instant. Let's see. That was about the time my second iteration of my solution took. You like what I ended up with. Okay. I'll check it. It feels like 4, 5, 7 seconds? 8 seconds? 6 seconds. 7 seconds, okay. It runs in 7 seconds, which is terribly slow. And the thing actually that I can do this one, make sure that I don't have to create new. Do it like this, so it won't copy. Let's see if that changes it. Don't look if you want to keep refactoring yours though. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm just happy that I got there. So nice, I managed to make it slower. Okay. Okay, then let's put it back. Do you check for locations on the original path or locations visited, meaning you may check for location with 3 directions resulting in 3 checks instead of 1? No, I decided to go back to just try to see what happens if we block this path and start from the start. See if we end up in a loop. So I think I'll go to Discord and see. Oh. Let's see what you guys did. 9berry. Part 2 is still very brute force, but I already have an idea on how to improve it. Okay, let's see what 9berry did. Boom, 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 boom. Do walk. Map. Start point. Oh, the grid already has a parser in it here. This looked like something that you adapted from previously as well. Let's see. I like to do walk. Let's see. Do walk. It also keeps track of how you walked it. Okay. Well, is in grid current point. This it contains. Sure. Oh, you also have the additional wall method here. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of stuff copied from earlier puzzles. Yep. I was surprised to see that, like, combining these two. Like the wall with the additional one, that it didn't cost a performance penalty, because I thought it would keep making new collections, but maybe it does something smart underwater. So why is this here? Just curious. Because it's a local variable already. Oh, because you... Is that because it then costs it to a thing instead of newing it? Since you already have like a list of point, this one is an array of point. The method returns a found path or an empty list in case of... Ah, okay. Yeah, but still, since you have it as a list here, so is there a reason why you return it as an array instead of the list that you already have? Let's see, can puzzle blocks to create loop. So that I don't accidentally modify it. Ah, okay. So this is basically the same thing, right? Check, blah blah blah. Possible blocks that add. Check block create cycle. Not do walk. Ah, okay. Okay. Reads pretty clean. I like it. Let's see. Flags for the win. Let's see. Map.clear, marks.clear. Okay. I think mine is above those. Okay. Okay, I'll look at yours first. That's okay. Let's see. Sure. Locating the guard. Boom, 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 boom. Easy to read if you shut the symbols panel down on the right. Yes, boss. Let's see. Why not the start position? Let's see, full path or pausing. Because you can't drop it there, right? Okay. Let's look at the guard patrol. Let's see, count loops. Point obstruction. And then you see if you you say start the guard from just before the obstacle, but that was actually the issue that I had, that I didn't do it from the start and thus didn't get there. Do you check if you hit the start then? No, because you don't have to there. You need to make sure that you can get there, so. Let's see. He uses the visitor to check there, I believe. If stuck in a loop. Okay, well, let me go back. Basically, you take all the points that were visited. It's the same idea I describe in my comments for improvement. Okay. Did I already forget your comments? Check. See, because if the path comes back to the obstacle, it wouldn't have got past it in the first place. What do you mean? It can hit the obstacle again, right? Not sure that I understand the comment. Yeah, that's what I call the time travel paradox. But now, let me try to figure this out. Basically, this is part one, right? It takes everything that it walked, it skips the one where it starts, and then it will take those positions. This will be the patrol thing here. So these are all the locations where it has been, and this is the map. So this is basically your visited, all the places that it walked in part one, right? So you check all of those, and you take that as a candidate. Let's see. Oh, now I get it, right? Okay. Now you start processing from the start, and then you keep track of them, and if the candidate where you drop it is something that you've seen before, you don't do it. Right? The visit here prevents time travel bars. Okay. Obstacles only need to be placed in places on the original guard walk. I then iterate through those and drop the walk and see if I can get a loop. I don't repeat obstruction in places I've already tried. Okay. So basically the visited that I passed in here before, it would be the same. Let's say if I say and it was it's just a location, yeah, because it doesn't matter. It would be the same as if you do actually because this will normally never trigger us. Still trying to think. If you look at guard patrol, it might make it more obvious. Yeah. I am. Right. The thing that made me ponder here is that this also takes into consideration the direction, right? So that was what I was doing earlier. That would be like visited locations like this. where you just account for the location, and then you do next like this. So basically you would do in here if not visited location that contains next and. Right. So this would be the same optimization, right? It doesn't save much time, but at least it's clicking now and I understand, so that's good. But it seems to have little impact. But that also means that I can do another optimization there. No, never mind. Okay, let's keep reading. How long does your code execute actually? You can then pass the current point, not the starter point. Ah, okay, yeah, that's true. You are right. So this would be previous, and this one would be. Let me just copy this before I break something again. Oh. So this one would be previous with current direction. Let me just pass this. How much would that save? Oh yeah, that's it divides it by 3. So yeah, no, it's correct. That makes it. That's a nice optimization. By making sure you don't try previously visited spots and start before. That saves a chunk of time. You're down to 600 milliseconds. Nice. There's probably something else as well. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Guard patrol. Yeah, the clamp. Yeah. I guess you lose a lot of direct array access, and so instead of hash sets, which are not so fast. Let's see, I guess you lose a lot of direct array access. Here you mean? I haven't seen many lookups yet, so I don't think that would be an issue for him. Well, map is in bounds current. Sure. Cache. Okay, so if it's already in the scene thing here, it's a loop. Let's see, try has an out of bounds check built in. Okay.
That is something I never checked. How is hash set represented in memory? I don't know. If obstruction is null throughout it add. Okay. Does that do? What's your next value? Library says it's a hash table. All algorithm books usually contain a chapter on how they work. Okay. Okay, so if it's an obstruction or it's the one that we pass along, oh man, then you rotate, sure. And then you move along. If obstruction is null, throughout it add. Okay. Sure. So this is just walk. Okay. You learn a lot by reading the code on this side. Did you paste the URL? I think it might be blocked. Not sure if there's a moderation thing. Did you paste the URL? I don't even see something that's blocked. So if there's a link, you can paste it in the Discord and I'll put it in the chat. This is still in millisecond territory, so nice. I still need to check this one. Thought that you said I thought that I read C# there, but it was C++, right? Slip of the tongue. Oh, no, it's not C# after all. Let me see. Okay, return obstacle, overstep, out of map. I'm used to seeing like constants like these always in uppercase. Where do you have them defined? Yeah, like this. Is it defined somewhere else? These are enums from the okay. Okay. It's weird that I'm not used to, like, when there's an enum, I'm always used to accessing them with, like, I've never seen them, like, without the prefix type. So I'm not used to reading C++. So when I see, like, obstacle, etc., I expect there to be the stuff in front of it. So that's why I was a bit confused. Sorry. It's new C++ stuff. Ah. Let's see, where was I? Starting north. File, well, true. Step forward. It's out of map break. If it's an obstacle, turn right. Else mark current location. This reads really cleanly. Can't mark locations. This really reads very cleanly. This is just the rotation part. Mark current location. Okay. So you do a scan later on. Let's see, can't mark locations. Yeah, here. Is there a reason why you didn't combine these to keep track? Maybe because you don't like a floating variable somewhere? Find start location. Sure. Red, blink. Put artificial wall add. Nice. What does SOBM stand for? Step over buffer marker. Let's see, Amade says, yeah, I just tried making the code cleaner, but it has bitten me later when I tried to make part 2 run concurrently. Tried and failed. Okay. Oh yeah, parallelization, I forgot about that. That's also an option, right? Very easily as well, because it all runs independently. Yep. Let's see. Sure, it's fast compared to something searching within a list, but there's some overhead compared to direct access, especially with the lower number of data points. Yeah. I really like this code. It's clean and fairly easy to follow. So yeah, I like it a lot. Just what this simple brain needs. Nice. Oh. I must say I'm getting pretty tired, so I think I will end it here. But it's been fun. It was not as after a fairly smooth start, I think. It took a bit to refamiliarize myself with some of the code that I wrote previous years. Did I not? Okay, I should probably rename some of this stuff. Boom. And I could probably parallelize it to make it faster, but there's probably more stuff that I can do. But not right now. I'm getting tired. Oh, sorry. So, I hope you had a bit of fun, and I haven't put you to sleep with all my debugging and checking. Yeah, tougher than I thought it would be, because it felt really fairly smooth after the first part got done. And I thought that I had a handle on how to do part 2. But yeah, I'll be curious to see what everybody else did. Because usually what I do after I struggle to Advent of Code myself is just to go to what everybody else does. And it's always nice to see what everybody does. So I want to thank all of you, Luc and Smab, UK and Amarte and Nineberry. It's nice to have you in the chat every time. So thanks for keeping me company this Advent of Code, and hopefully see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.